We're live.
Oh, shoot. That was easy. Like waiting for something to click. All right. So Cassie and I have come on here because we see a lot of people super stressed and overwhelmed. I guess are the terms that I would use on how to start a website. They get overwhelmed with branding. They get overwhelmed with colors. They get overwhelmed with doing a logo and really putting a site together. We wanted to kind of demystify that, and you can get to know us a little bit better. This is exactly how Cassie and I work together. Nothing's perfect. It's a trial and error process. We are clicking, switching things, making mistakes and changing them. And we do all this from home. Right now, I have 3 sick kids in my house, not at school. So if I have to step away for a second, that is why. So Cassie is going to share her screen. She's the one sharing this week. I will share next week. There's a hummingbird outside my window, and let's get started. It's all you, Cassie.
I know. I was like, this is a very lackluster share screen because I was like,
here it is.
So in this tutorial, we're going to be using our own system, Digital Course Hive, to show you how easy it is to build a website from conception to completion. If you want to join us, you can go ahead and start a free trial at digitalcoursehive.com. Plug. Here's my ticker.
I love that.
I'm excited about StreamYard.
Do we first want to start with, so we're literally going to go through how we find design inspiration, how we find color inspiration, and how we use Canva to kind of bring that to life as well. So you're going to start from like conceptualization, starting at Pinterest. Let's start at Pinterest. Pinterest is a great place where you can go and look up beautiful branding, colors that go well together. And so today we bought the URL, so we're going to even connect that for you. But today we're starting with something that's going to be called Golden State Virtual Assistants. We live in California. We thought it was fitting for our first time out. So Golden State Virtual Assistants, fun, maybe some quirkiness, bright colors, something along those lines. And so we will start there.
So here's Pinterest. And so a lot of times when you're first making a website, you need to, really think about your brand colors and your fonts and what it is that your brand represents. Again, this tutorial is very targeted to somebody who is an online business owner or starting a small business, or does not have the resources to hire a branding team, to hire a website team. Obviously, if you have those resources, you're not going to be building the website yourself. But, to get started with that branding, a lot of times we come to Pinterest to start off with inspiration. So in this term, maybe I'll start with virtual assistant website design. And I cannot type, and that's okay because Pinterest knows what I'm talking about. And you can start to look at some of the images that are here. In this case, we're the Golden State VA, so there might be something we want to play off of the color gold, the color yellow, the state itself. Do we want a beachy vibe? So that's kind of something that you have to decide, and each brand also represents a different personality. When you're going for something like yellow is a color of excitement, kindness, and energy. Kindness, happiness, poppy, it's a happy color. So what does your brand represent? And so maybe in this tutorial we talk about what kind of brand are we going to represent with Golden State VAs, Jen?
I think we should go for a beachy vibe. I really like that boho beach style. I think I'm a landscape person, so I love a beautiful landscape shot, a city view, a beach view, something that makes you feel like that's where you want to be, or makes you feel like you're on vacation. It gives you a feeling of, oh, that's relaxing. Oh, it calms you internally when I land on a page that is something calming like a beach, internally, I become at ease. If I go to a website that has a lot of colors coming at me or is crazy designs, oftentimes that, or a lot of reds, it triggers me to kind of have an anxiety effect. So I like to stay with a more calm effect because I believe that calm decision making leads to better purchasing. And so I don't like to buy things or hire people when I'm at a level. And so you have to also think about the psychology of what people are going to feel when they come to your site.
And especially when you're doing VA work, because a lot of times, like, so if I'm starting a VA agency, I am trying to make somebody's life easier. They're overwhelmed. They have a bunch of manual work to do. They need help. Like, that's why you hire an assistant, especially a virtual assistant. So therefore, even going into the branding of calm landscape, I'm going to make your life easier. It works.
So you
It
could
works
be on
well.
vacation on the beach. Give me those things that you don't want to do, and you go take your laptop to the beach and sip margaritas. It's gonna be. So
Exactly.
I like the natural tones, but for this, it definitely pops a color. I think just to kind of show those solid designs. We can also, cruise some brand boards, even on Canva. Canva has some really great pre-made branding boards for you that come with colors that will that might fit your needs too. So I definitely encourage people to take all of these and see how all these when she put in virtual assistant website design, they are all very calming, very level-headed design. So with the Canva, we can pop over and kind of look up brand boards, and they will pull up plenty of templates for you that you may be like, you know what, I really like this one. And don't ever let anybody, and I don't think anybody does this anymore, but when we started using Canva, people are like, don't use Canva, because it's not professional. It is absolutely professional, and they have it together, and use these resources you have. That's why they're here. Use them. So if you just type in brand board, it will probably pull up some, maybe yellow brand board.
Yeah, so what you can do, you want to do yellow or you want something calming?
I think call me neutrals in yellow.
Neutral brand board. So what you can do is you go to canva.com if you're not familiar with it, sign up for an account. There is a free account. The premium gives you access to their premium templates and elements, but free also works. And then when you're looking, you can search for templates, pre-made templates, as Jen said. And so let's do like neutral brand board. Search. So it pulls up with a lot of, templates that are already there, are already made.
Yep. Ooh, I like that that beige elegant brand board. I really think that's cute. It's the nope. You have to go down. It's right in the middle, right on the bottom now. Who has that light yellow?
This one?
It says Borshell. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I like this one too. I was hoping you were going to pick that one. Because it works, because we're both sitting here like, okay, we want yellow, but we also want neutral. So then this works. This is a yellow that's excited, but it's also like very muted yellow. So it is
subtle in its color pops. Right? So in Canva, it's really easy to see what those colors are. Can you zoom it in a little, Cassia? My old eyeballs can't see. Thank you. So even if we go with, so when you click on the colors in itself, it's going to pull up the color options that you can view up in the here, and then you can hit the plus sign and get the hex codes. And so that's really important when we head over to Digital Course Hive and build out these colors. The next thing you're going to want to do is in Canva as well, under templates, you're going to want to look at a logo. I always recommend if somebody is just starting off, go into Canva, look at logos. Even if you want somebody to design it down the road or anything that you want to change it, this really gives you an option to play with it on site and have really, really great options. Personally, for me, For something that's like Golden State VAs, maybe something with a palm tree, or I don't know, like a flower, like a poppy, California poppy. I don't know. Cassie's like, oh my God, a California poppy. What are you doing? But if you find something that's kind of fun and plays with what you're looking for, there are a couple things too when it comes to logos. If you get a logo like that one with the two surfboards, that's going to be really tall on your header section, your menu section inside of your website. So it's going to make that menu look really clunky and big. So you want to kind of find something that's going to maybe be horizontal, that will fit and you can read the words in a larger font without making that header section look so super large. And so something like, see that one with the palm trees down a little bit, Cassia, with the sun and like if we did something like that, you could take those two elements and separate them. So you could do the sun peach sunset as just the logo for the top, and then the whole logo, the big chunk, could be the footer logo, and you can incorporate that in other areas of your website. So it's really easy to, do something like that. There you go.
Yeah.
And then Cassie is the font queen, so she can really get into fonts, give you some great sites that you would be able to look at font pairings. Canva does have that option. They do some font pairing options, but I'm going to default that to you, Cassie.
Okay. Should we dive into the website building so that they understand like how these elements connect when you're actually building the website? Because we're talking a lot about branding, and so now we kind of have to show you how it will work in a website.
Yep.
Again, the system I'm in right now is Digital Course Hive. A lot of systems that you'll use, especially ours, comes with a lot of pre-made templates. But for this example, we're going to start from absolute scratch, an absolute blank page, and show you how easy it is to build a website and build a website on our system in particular. So, if you do sign up for a trial, this is the site that you're going to see, or this is the page that you're going to see. You can pick a template. I'm going to go ahead and pick blank. I'm going to edit this title. And so now it kind of asks you for your first brand color. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this yellow because this is the brightest color. And so that is kind of like, that's going to be what the primary is. That's going to be like your pop in your website. Well, at least the pop in this website. If you're doing a website where all your colors are bright, then this primary brand color doesn't matter so much. And then brand logo. I'm going to skip that for right now. So the first step of pretty much building any website is you are going to do your global styling. This is going to be your color palette and your fonts. Number one, for the color palette, you can see that I already placed that gold primary color in there. And then you have to pick your secondary colors. So in this instance, these 4 would be our secondary colors. Do we want to change the colors at all, Jen?
I think we're just going to probably add, I would probably, it depends. I'd probably add another lighter beige instead of that. I'm not a big fan of that color, the one to the right of the yellow.
This one?
But I can tell you're really wanting to get rid of that first one.
I don't like either one of these.
Yeah, I would just change one of them to a lighter because I like to have 2 light colors for a subtle transition sometimes, versus just like bam, bam, color, color, color all over the place. It can get overwhelming.
A lot. No, I agree with you. So what I did is I pulled up this hex code like how we showed you earlier, and I'm going to paste it over here to this one. Of course, it makes it the same color, but we kind of just want to drag it a little bit lighter. Now it's the same color as like the background, but I think that's okay. You like that one, Jen?
Yeah, that works.
So then now we have these brand colors, right? We are going to place them in here. I always like to do them from lightest to darkest.
I do it the exact opposite way.
You do?
Yeah. I never realized that you did it that way.
And then this one. Okay. And so a trick that I also kind of like to do is I like to make the background color. Here, let me save this first so it saves the colors. But a trick that I like to do is I like to make the background color that off-white. Sometimes when you're building websites and you change that white to that off-white that you have in your color palette, to the user who's just looking at the website, it looks like it's white, but it actually just makes the what is
Less
the word?
harsh.
Yeah, it just makes it just looks good. Okay, it just looks good. Don't
We've been
question
doing this
me.
so long, we don't even know why. Just do it.
Okay, and then now we move over to fonts. So you got your colors. You want to move over to fonts. I personally really like this. The font that's in the font that's in the brand board.
Okay.
First one is the Seasons. The second is Garrett. Now, when building a website, the tricky part of fonts is you need you need the font file. So there's web fonts that you can use, such as like Google fonts that usually come with any builder that you're using. But man, I'm losing my words today. It is a Friday and I'm tired.
There's other ones that you can find online.
But you can find ones like a TTF and OTF font files. Now, however, each one of these has a different license, so you need to be very careful. A lot of times I like to recommend buying something off of Creative Market because the designers on Creative Market are absolutely talented. But you can find free font files on places such as DaFont is one of them, dafont.com. You can use these sites and you can search for different fonts. Like this one that I'm looking for is kind of a, I don't know, is it a retro-y font? Kind of, yeah. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that no matter what you're using, if you don't want to pay for your font, you need to make sure that it's 100% free. If you do want to pay for your font, I mean, the sky's the limit. People will take your money.
All day long. They'll take your money.
I recommend paying for your font. Again, Creative Market is my favorite place to find a beautiful font. Creative Market. And you can search for fonts here that you can purchase. Usually they're about like $20 each. They all have different licenses. I'm actually not sure. So like this one would be perfect for our brand. Not this one, the other one. You got to check these licenses. Each one is going to be different. Technically, it'd be a web font, and if you get a certain amount of page views, you have to pay a lot of money. But you know, if you're getting 10 million page views, I hope you're making $10 million.
And you can afford the 126.
You should be able to afford $120 for this because I am not making this a commercial page. I am just building this as a tutorial and to show you guys. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to Google this font and hopefully download the demo file. Let's see. Usually I just Google like the Seasons font. There's lots of different websites that usually will pop up. And let's see, this one has a download. So I'm gonna go ahead and download. You can see here, it does list the license free for personal use. This is just a personal use case. We're not throwing business onto this site. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna download that for this demo. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add it to my system. So add fonts. For our system, it's very easy. You can just click upload custom font. And then what I can do is I can drag the WOOF or OTF or TTF file formats. Let's see, what format did I download? I downloaded OTF.
Other systems, whether you're building a website with us or any other system out there, again, we want to do this to kind of demystify what's going on behind the scenes and kind of the thought process that any person is going to have. And so some systems you may have to actually pay premiums, $400 a month in order to be able to download fonts. You have availability to upload as many fonts as you want. We always recommend keep it to 2 or 3, maybe 4 fonts. You're not going to need more than that. It's going to get crazy if you do. But usually like a nice header font and then your body copy font. Maybe if you want something for kind of an in-between, depending on how much you want it to look, you may want to go ahead and get an extra one. We also have the standard Google fonts available in there for you. So you can look those up and add as many of those as you want. And so this really allows you to pull these through across all pages and setting those global styles. So when you start a new page, it's already going to have your colors pre-populated, your fonts pre-populated. If you add a new block in our drag and drop builder, it's going to therefore do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. After you add the font, you're going to go ahead and head over and place those fonts where you want them to be. So under the specific text styling, you're going to choose what you want your H1, your paragraph, your H2, and all of that to be.
And so for those of you who don't know what paragraph H1, H2, H3, H4 means, this is a way to not only visually tell users, but to also tell Google and also tell anybody who is visually impaired and that needs to listen to your website how important the information is. Your H1 tag, there should only be one H1 tag on every single page. That is that tells Google and visually impaired people this is the most important thing on the page, and then moving down from there. H2 is second most important. You can have as many of those on the page as you want. H3, H4, H5, H6, same thing. Visually, you want to make sure that because that H1 is the most important, that is going to be your biggest title. So you can see here when I'm doing these styles and I'm setting these global styles for H1 through H6, this one is the biggest, second biggest, third biggest, so on and so forth. AKA the hierarchy of information. That is what we call it in design. So in this case, I want to do all of my H1 tags, the seasons. We love this font. We love it. I'm going to do
also H2. To take into consideration too, while she's going through and adding these fonts, is that H1 tag, you don't want that to be the name of your website. You want that to be what you do. So taking into consideration your Google keywords and what you're doing over here needs to populate those H1 sections. So Google knows if somebody's looking for, how to lose a guy in 10 days, oh, well, this website's H1 on homepage says how to lose a guy in 10 days. This is where they need to go. So it really pushes you to your audience and where you need to be. It's not just, it's not driven by ego. As we always say over here, you probably heard us say it a million times, it's not driven by ego. It's driven by keywords. So H1 would be that hero section on the top is going to have your big transformational statement that's like, lose weight in 3 days with this cleanse and things like that, or how to build your website in one day, whatever it may be. That was all Cassie.
I got a text and I was like, so what I did
the
here,
paragraph, I think you're doing.
Yeah, well, while Jen was chit-chatting, I did H1, H2, and H3, the seasons. And then I switched over, which this is kind of extra credit. H4, H5, and H6, I made Montserrat. Never know if I'm saying that font right. And then for paragraph...
I say Montserrat. Different strokes, different folks. He's probably right. Not me.
For paragraph, I did Open Sans. So really, right now, and from a professional standpoint, I am using the max amount of fonts that I want to use. Please do not use 6 fonts on your website. That is gonna give everybody a headache. So what I did too is that you know, your 3 most important, I made that beautiful The Seasons font. 4, 5, and 6, these might be subheadings that I use. I might want to have a heading and then a subheading, and I'm kind of separating those visually with different fonts. So a very fancy H1 through H3 font, and then a, serif for H4, H5, and H6, and then paragraph. It doesn't really matter so much. I mean, they all kind of look good. I used Open Sans. To me, the paragraph is always like, don't think about it too much.
I always use pop-ins for paragraphs. So.
You do. I read somewhere that visually pop-ins is very hard to read for some people. Really? As a paragraph, not as a big one, but as a paragraph. I read that it's very hard to read because the letters are so wide.
Oh, that would make sense.
I don't know. I don't remember where I read that. I don't know who's the official judge. We don't have the FDA for fonts, okay? I don't know.
We should create it. Next week, when we go live.
Next week on YouTube. We're creating the FDA for fonts. Man, I lost my thought. So
you got it all.
So this
I do it for mobile.
Exactly. So mobile, again, the reason, and I don't even know if we explained this really, the reason why you set your global styles beforehand and you do not deviate from them is because you're going to keep a consistent look across your entire website. You don't want one H101 tag on one page to be 60 pixels. You don't want it on the next page. You don't want the size on the next page to be 50 pixels. You want to keep everything uniform.
Continuity is king over here. So make sure it all, and also font sizes, you want them to be preset for your mobile to optimize for that experience. And, when we, in 2020, maybe 65% were on mobile. Now we're looking at upwards of 80 to more. So mobile is, some people start with building for mobile. Our system does mobile optimize, but we still recommend going through because mobile is supposed to be quick and to the point, not necessarily a lot of writing, a lot of stuff, not a lot of scrolling. You want to make sure that, that top section is optimized. So when you go into building a website, we're always going to start with a home page, kind of what you want that to look like. Now, if you go back to your Pinterest and you see something there, obviously we don't recommend stealing somebody else's design, but you can use it as inspiration. Maybe you like a sweeping landscape on the top. Maybe you like a desk style background. Maybe you like something that's really square and modern like this. And you can build all of these.
Right. It helps you pull elements. Like if you like, hey, I really want a logo bar. Hey, I like the way that this one slides off the edge. Notice details like that, because that's really what makes this section right here so beautiful, is that it's extending past where it should be. So there's different elements that you can take. Again, as Jen said, do not steal. We are not promoting plagiarism.
And also, if you look at all of these designs and kind of what they have in common, it's depth. There's something in the background, there's something in the foreground. It looks like almost a 3D effect that you're having on these websites instead of just block info. It gets very plain. Like if you look at the one that's right above the one with the lady in the hat, it's nothing's overlapping. It's block information. Maybe that's a design you like, and you just want it clean, crisp. This is what you're looking for. And then when you look at another site, there will be more depth. Things will be overlapping. They may have like squiggles on the background or splotchiness. Or I'm not the designer. I can, but I don't know the technical terms. So you have to decide kind of what you want. And then the places that we go to pull images. So if you're just starting out, maybe you don't have photos of yourself yet. Maybe you just don't have that prepared. That's totally cool. When Cassie and I started, we were broke. We couldn't afford a photographer. My husband took his iPhone and took our first photos for us. Like when we started, literally with pictures of bridges, because we started with bridge education. Cassie hated me for it. Literally, our entire site was devoted to different bridges. And then you can go to places like Pexels, Unsplash, or if you have like a Adobe stock photo subscription, you can go and find photos there. So I say for this one, Cassia, maybe we unsplash it in like woman on the beach.
I'm not sure that's going to be the best.
Boho Beach. Look up Boho Beach. I bet you something will come up. Photographers understand keywords. They get it. See? It's already popping. I like that.
I just feel like it might not be right because it's a VA company. So why are there pictures of the beach?
Okay, so you want to go like boho desk? Beach desk? Yeah. That's one. We've done beach desks before.
Again, you know what? Let me stop us right there, because when you're building a website, it should be text first. Your photos should complement.
See, I'm already screwing it up.
What?
I said, see, I'm already screwing it up.
No, I mean, it's good. No, it's good. It's good to know, like, okay, this is where you can get your photos for, and to get an idea of like, okay, what kind of vibe, what kind of aesthetic am I going for? But again, it is going to be text first. So for example, if we say here on the top, if I drag a heading in, again, going back to that H1, and I say something like,
virtual assistants to help with your business needs. I don't know. Don't hold me to this, guys. Like, we are literally doing this on the fly.
I'm trying to think of something like catchy, like a play off of golden, but whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, you have your H1 tag. So if we have this here, virtual assistants to help with your business needs, that photo should really be about like the user's business needs. It should something like that. I'm not saying it needs to be exact, but then again, like a desk, like somebody showing somebody, a small business owner, you know, that would be good.
And then what you can do in our system too is, since it is drag and drop and we also have a lot of blocks, you can start building out by adding blocks underneath that. And so if we're going to come back and do the photos later, I would say the next block is if you do want a logo bar. Let's say you've been doing this for years, but you've just never had a website, which is something we come across all the time and it's totally cool. Maybe you want to do a logo bar here. So are you going to do pre-made blocks or all the...
I don't know.
Cassie is really good at doing this, where I would do everything pre-made. I would just go to
because we didn't make the pre-made template, so why would I do the pre-made blocks? I mean, like, so in a lot of systems,
to show how easy they are to use.
I'm trying to make this educational and less promotional. In our system,
educational.
And in a lot of systems, you're going to have like pre-made blocks that you can put in. You know, I don't know about a lot of systems. I think it might just be our system. I don't really know many systems that have good pre-made blocks. And the cool thing about our pre-made blocks is that when you place this in, it's going to take your global styles. Right. Where'd it
I think
go?
it's down. It's down.
See, so now it pulls in my colors, it pulls in my fonts. It's really cool to, help you learn or to help you, build a website fast.
Yep.
So like, I don't know, should I do blocks? I don't know what's most educational.
Do blocks. Well, we only have technically 25 minutes left until we're supposed to be done. So.
Okay, fine. I'm doing blocks because we're on a time crunch now.
Because we chit chat a lot. So
there's a lot of foundations though. I see these videos, just quick sidebar. All the videos that are when you Google like make a website fast, like make a website in 10 minutes. I'm like, what? No way.
So the top section, that hero section, is really going to be grabbing people's attention when you land on page. That second section, maybe you've been doing this for a while and you do want that logo bar. Now we can do like an as seen in with a scrolling bar next to it. You can do a full logo bar across the way. And all you're going to be doing is adding those photos of these logos into these sections. And so you have that wireframe kind of built out for that. The next one we like to do is, and websites follow the same process. And our templates follow this as well. In that next section, we kind of like to put like a mission statement. What's your business's mission? What are you doing here? So it does tend to be a text one, very clear. We are here to help you eliminate tech overwhelm by giving you great tech VAs at Golden State VA. Whatever that is, it's really your mission, kind of what's driving you, why people should trust you. This is more than just a like, give me your money, let me do your tech stuff, right? So what your mission is going to be. Yep, perfect. And then the next section we do like to do would be how they can work with you. So usually this is, you'll see it on websites. And when you go to websites, you're going to start seeing these patterns across the board. It's usually like a 3 section. So for us, it could be like coaching, consulting, classes. For a virtual assistant, it could be hourly packages, monthly retainers, and website builds, whatever it is. You're able to really grab people and be like, okay, I need these people really bad. I need to make an action on this site to schedule a time for an hourly package, schedule a time for a consultation call. Because you want people to make decisions. So there's obviously landing pages where you're pushing that marketing dollar, and those are for people to buy. It's really concentrated. Buy this thing, yes, no, off page. Websites are really an information hub. So if somebody is Googling you, if they're, all around, they're able to find you and make a decision on how they can work with you. If they don't know, if everything's just like wishy-washy about me, what I've done in the past, who I am, look at me, ego-driven, what are they going to do? That's not going to help them. You want to say, hey, this is how you can work with me. It's almost like an elevator pitch. So that top section is really your elevator pitch, being like, hi, my name is Susan. I run a VA company, and I'm able to do X, Y, and Z for you. And then what you do is you roll into these are the ways I can help you. Choose, let's get to working together. So it's direct action. Give them actionable items. Give them steps. Don't just fill this with words talking about yourself and how awesome you are. And then the next section can be, and I'm going to make this this isn't a very long one, but you can, as you start to go through, and again on Pinterest, or you're looking at Amy Porterfield's page or Stu McLaren's page or any page out there for any like healer or VA services, you're going to notice these are kind of going down the same line. The next would be like an about you section. So it would be an image of you, and then they get to know you. Now, this isn't your full about you page because we've seen it get pretty crazy, but this is going to be a short about you. Hi, my name's Susan. I'm a 20-year experienced project manager working for corporations in Los Angeles. Ventured out on my own, and now I'm here to serve you. Let's get started. So this call to action, same thing. At the end, like, let's get started. You want to learn more about me? Jump on a call. Let's get talking. Let's figure this out together. And then after that, usually we specialize in courses. Of course, this is just 20 years for me now, 10 years for Cassia. So we like to have some sort of freebie, some sort of ebook, like how to manage your VAs would be a great freebie. And I'm sure people have that out there. But whatever your freebie is, how to get started preparing for a virtual assistant, how to create your SOPs to hire a virtual assistant. So I like to do a really cool freebie here. Capturing emails, obviously building that email list. You hear it, you've heard it once, you've heard it a million times. And that's it. And then the footer is really that information page. I always say, if you are somebody who wants to do a lot of talking, a lot of media, you want to be on podcasts, your footer is where people are going to go. I can't even begin to tell you how many times we just scroll to the footer to be like, I just need to contact, I need this person's podcast information. Ma'am, go to the footer. It should be the place where people can go and really get the information they need, whether it's your terms and conditions, legal, refund policy, packages, your podcast, whatever it is, you want that footer to be kind of bulky. I love a good thin footer. I do. But do I trust somebody with a thin footer? I don't know. No, I don't. So you want that to really be an information HUD. Yeah, and that's a homepage.
Well, I was thinking for the rest, because we have about 20 minutes left, because this is personally what I do, is I'm going to go through and I'm going to lay out all the information from the home page, about page, services page, contacts page. Lay out all the information, and then I go back and I really tweak it, give it that chef's kiss that it needs. Because so far, from the global styling to the layout information, like, this is a pretty good site. Like, it's cute, right? Like, it's not bad. So we can go through, we're going to do the rest of the pages, and then we can come back and
let's
tweak.
wireframe out the rest of the pages, and then we can, if we go over, it's not like somebody's going to cut us off.
It wasn't an hour.
Wireframe it all out. We don't have to edit anything. Like, come back and watch later if you don't have longer than an hour. You're cool. The other thing would be, remember, we are doing this so you don't have to overthink this. We don't want you overthinking this. If you find yourself second guessing yourself, overthinking, not thinking this is good enough, stop it. Information hubs are great. Nobody's ever walked into a library and been like, ugh, it's too much, right? Like, it's not enough. It's the wrong color. Like, you're going there to get information. You're ideally marketing and looking for people that really need your help. Now, you could just send them a phone number via text and they would probably call you. That's if you find the people who are desperate in need of a VA. So we don't want you overthinking this. Leave that to the professionals like us who have lifelong anxiety and overthink everything. But you do not need to overthink this. You can't mess this up. You can come back in a week and change your copy. You can always tweak a website, but most importantly, it's to get the information on page, get some continuity going, and get that out there so people can find you and so you can help people. We've seen people who have sat on websites for years trying to perfect them, and this isn't the goal. So don't be scared to just put it out there. I've also seen really horrible pages.
Never going to be perfect.
Never going to be perfect. Ever. We change ours all the time. So next I would say go to the about page.
Yeah, I was thinking they're about our services.
Oh yeah, let's do services. Cassie and I don't like about pages for ourselves. I don't think we've ever edited our about page. It probably has the same information from 2015. This is, we don't like talking about ourselves. Sorry, dogs are going nuts. Same thing in the top section. I'd probably even use the same header. So the header, again, how can you work with us? What are we looking at here? And I would just change it to about us, about me, about our agency, whatever it ends up being. The next section, I do recommend having, again, a mission statement, maybe a longer mission statement, not the shortened version or the problem version on the front. Definitely more of a personal mission statement and what you're trying to do here.
Like, I know a lot of times people want to split their mission statement into like sections. So you could even use a section like this where it's like,
yeah.
Do.
Yeah, like revive. I saw a really good one the other day when I was looking for lip filler.
What?
I saw a really good one where it was like revive, refresh, but for VA, obviously, it wouldn't be that one. Like
relieve.
Relax, relieve. Yes, that's a good word.
How do you even spell relieve?
IEVE? I think you've removed the A. I think that's it. Relieve. Oh, help. I don't know. Relax. Oh, now we're gonna have to do all R's. Refresh. What's an R word for like grow, scale? Rocket.
Again, you guys, like, don't overthink it. We're coming back. We're coming back to it.
We'll circle around on this. Okay. And then the next section, you can go into like individual team, stuff. So we have team and testimonials there on the left. So we like to use it. You can do it, again, 3 across. If you have 3 people working with you, you can do it 2. You can do it, 1. So it was like Cassie and myself, we could do this. Or if you have a big team, like definitely get everybody's information on there. And fill out, brief bios for them. At the bottom, I like to have continuity across all pages. So I like to duplicate the block for the freebie, which you can do in essentially copy and pasting from there. I don't think all systems do that. So you can literally click here, copy the widget and take it over to the about page and just put it right there. Because I like to have that catch-all at the bottom. You could also just put it in the footer section, but maybe not. Perfect. And then anything else you want people to know about? Maybe you need to put, if you're on-site VA, like if people come down to your office, maybe you want to put address information, how they can find you, where you're located. You can also put that on this page and the contact page. But this is a really good start for an about page, especially if you're just starting out. Like, make it quick, to the point. You don't need some huge, bulky website in order to get people to convert. And then the next page would be services, which I think we were supposed to be doing.
I think so too. So we just change that. NBD. And then create a new page.
And then let's go with services.
This will be services.
I like that top section again. And obviously in the background of these top sections, you're not going to duplicate all of them. So you can duplicate these 2 sections, like working with us, how we can help, and the packages that you're offering. And then maybe go into those a little bit more underneath.
Oh, and then let me do you want another header?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's go into like.
Let's do some, wait, on that one section, let's do some call to action buttons.
Okie dokie. What do you want to do? Schedule a consultation, call to action?
Yeah. Book a call. And then you can copy that button and have it on those as well. We didn't have them on the first page, so I just thought we'd show that you should have them. And it makes it really clear to people. Now, I default to book a call. And the reason I'm doing that is because if you're just starting out, you may not have your packages worked out in your head. You may not even know how long things are going to take you. So just get them on a call, book a call. We have an appointment section in here as well, which we'll do on another live, like how to book your appointments. And we also have it in our videos here on how to book appointments or schedule appointments. You can have paid consultations. You can have free consultations. But I default to book a call, especially as you're starting out. We started out with only book a call buttons, and that worked for years. Now we like to throw our information out there and let us know if you're interested. But again, different strategies for different businesses. So I just say, if you're just starting out, schedule, book a call. Don't sit there on your website waiting to formulate these packages and doing all that while you could be out there generating SEO and people landing on your site. So after that, you may want to put kind of the like how it works to work with me. And so kind of the same as Cassia had done on the previous page, having a section that has, the steps. So how you work with me would be a block. Cassie, if you want to add a block, kind of like that written one that we did our words with, where it shows, okay, how you're going to work with me. Book a call, sign a contract, book a kickoff call, rocket to the sky. Whatever's going to be.
What'd you say? Rocket to the sky?
Yeah.
Profit.
Profit. Boom. So it can be like book a call, sign a contract, get to work. Simple. I don't know what Cassie just did, but
Book a call.
Sign a contract. And obviously your copy is going to be different. We might have this all done in an hour. We only have the contact page left.
Right. But book a call, sign a contract, work with me.
Get to work. Yeah. Again, we're circling back around with photos. Awesome. And then I would again bring across the same freebie.
I think this is the right copy section.
Yep, perfect. And then delete that. And then I would say the last page. So 4-page website usually will consist of your homepage, your about page, your services page, and your contact page. And those would be the 4 that people would need. Like that's a good site. 4 pages, good site, great for starting out. So the last page will be the contact page. We are live, so Cassie has people there too. We choose to work from home. So we would go with the contact page, contact page. And let's do one with a booking calendar on it. Why not? Let's get crazy.
I was saying the same thing, because especially like when that call to action is book a call, like push them to book that call. If you have a question, book a call. Like, let's book a call.
Yep. So I would lead with that same top section, because why not? And then go right into the calendar invite. You can remove that button up there since we're going to have the thing too.
Let's see, what if we did a calendar right here? Which isn't going to work. What?
Yeah, I was going to say you need to create the calendar event. So in the appointment section, you can go over and create a calendar event, just a sample booking page.
And I'm not going to go too deep into this right now because this is kind of a conversation for another day. All right, let's just do this. Actually, shoot. Just a little sneak peek into our appointment builder. But that's another conversation for another day. We just want to finish out this website.
So. Awesome. Book a call. Looks good to me. I want to delete those words. Yeah.
And you can make these like it's a little skinny, so we can make this like full width.
And then
I guess that's it. That we made all the pages, right?
yeah, that's all the pages. Let's go back to the homepage. So I do want to kind of cover the adding photos and kind of the thought process behind that.
This part is kind of my favorite part of making a website. You've really wireframed it out. You've laid all the information that you need. You've put all your pieces of the puzzle onto the table, and now you get to really put them in a way that's very it's make your website beautiful and really like tweak it and get those little details in that really takes it from an website to an above average website, starting with images.
Continuity. There's two things that I always say. Continuity amongst photos and having the same kind of colors and hues and tones is really important. You don't want to go way from left all the way to right. Also, a lot of people are like, well, there's not a lot of color on your site. Photos do add color, but you don't need to necessarily have bold colors in your color palette to add color to your site. That color may come across in those photos. Those are two things to really consider is, keep the images continuity sound. Obviously, in the header photo, you don't want to, the city of Los Angeles in the bottom have, a horse. What I'm talking about. But so keeping that continuity, put them side by side, see if the tone and the colors match on those photos. And that's really going to make you and give you that elevated website look. Pictures are really key. So I will let you take it away from there. VA services for busy entrepreneurs. Bam!
So again, when we're picking a photo, you want to make sure that it matches with what it is that you're talking about. Again, we're going to go back to Unsplash. And let's see, we decided on boho desk because boho is the California and desk.
I love that picture with the hat. I like
this
it.
one right
she
here.
Looks busy. She's on a calendar, I think. That's it. She's busy. I can tell by the hat.
She's busy. I know.
She's busy.
Actually, no, she's not super busy. She's on her way to the beach
getting ready to
hired a VA.
That's good point.
And so you can kind of put images on the background or on the side.
I think for this one, it should be a full background. I don't know why. I'm feeling full background.
I didn't let it upload all the way, actually. Okay.
Oh, yes. And just to leave
And then what you want to do is you want to add an overlay so you can actually see the text. Make it a little bit opaque. Again, your text is the most important thing here. So you want to make sure you can see that over seeing the photo. I got to refresh this. My having issues with the photo thing. There.
Perfect. I like it.
Cutie. So again, and then you can play around with subheading as well, like I was talking about earlier with the H4, H5, how I made it a different font. You know, you can play around with that as well.
And then that call to action on the top should be book a call. Immediate calls to action. Everything above the fold in the first section that they land on your page should invoke them to take action. It might not. Maybe they're the kind of person that needs to scroll, learn a little bit about you, click around on the site a little bit. Or maybe they're like, you know what? I heard about you from my coach who uses you, and I just need to book a call. Bam, book a call. We're good to go.
And so then once you get this style kind of finalized, you want to use this across your entire site. Oops, Jesus.
Ayo. It's an aggressive call to action.
Make it a little bigger. Okay, that'll work.
And then logos, you can go look for the logos and upload those. We won't take time to do that now.
I just saved this into my account so I can use it later on.
Cool. And then you can stick to a background color on some of these. Ooh, I like that. You can't see the as seen in.
Yeah, I always like to do like a dark stripe. I think that would look really good here.
And then usually that I leave a lighter.
I know I said earlier that I would use this as the background. You like this one?
Yeah. Are you overthinking it now? We've been on here long enough. Has overthinking set in?
I'm trying to make it perfect.
I'm trying to make it perfect. Is that what you said? Yeah. And then for here, again, with these 3 sections, we're going to choose 3 photos that evoke the experience. So, hourly packages, again, kind of staying on that same line. So these beautiful colors, sometimes you can, we of course also always recommend you saying thanks to anybody you use a photo from, and you're going to be using that on your site. But doing something like where it says this yearly planner, that's a good one. Just different kind of desk photos, always great on a site, very professional looking. Again, if the continuity amongst them is there. If it's like purple desk, green desk, blue desk, I would say don't do that. I would advise against that. But even if you use that picture, the one with the pin and the planner. Now, some of these, you could even do a picture of you, if you have those photos. And so really being able to add those. Oh, those look so cute.
Look how cute.
You know, makes me want to go rebuild our website, which you just did.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Really hard on that website.
I love it. I have 2 other websites I can screw with. Those are perfect. See, we're not overthinking it, you guys.
Right.
Like, this is a beautiful site. I really like that font too.
I do too.
It's so pretty. And then a picture about you, picture of you. And hey, if you don't have a professional photo, stand outside, get some good lighting, set up a tripod. My tripod was $14 on Amazon. You don't have to get fancy with it. Create something. They want to see your face. They want to see your smile. That's all that matters. And so, and of course, again, continuity amongst the imagery. If these are the images you were using on your website, I'd say stick with white clothing, tan clothing, brown clothing, maybe a denim, right, Cassia?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't, so it looks professional. It's us again. It's me without my chin. Circa 2020. And possibly Photoshop. I'm not quite sure.
Oh yeah, I think she photoshopped these.
Oh yeah. And then again, that call to action. You can duplicate that button and put it everywhere. Calls to action, book a call, book a call, book a call. Something's gonna trigger them to be like, okay, bam, I trust this person. Let's get going. Cassia, did you leave me?
I'm sorry, my hip's cramping.
Okay. No, it's okay. I just don't know how to run StreamYard, and you're going Sherry. So I'm just making sure you're still there.
I'm still here. I'm sorry. My hip just cramped and I had to throw that from
her. And then that's good. I would leave that a white, like, or maybe can you do like a, no, we could do that on the next one too. I was thinking like in that middle section, like
I mean,
you know,
and so
the thing.
like,
No, I don't know what it's called.
Sometimes when I'm building a website too, like right now, after I've put in the colors from our brand board onto the page, I don't like them. I don't like them. I'm not gonna lie, they're too dark, they're too brown. And so what you can do is you can go in here in the global styling, you can change the color palette and make it a little bit lighter.
Is Wyatt saying skibbity bop? Cassie's fiance has just a voice that just is booming, and it doesn't matter if he's whispering, you can hear him 3 doors down. there's no way around it. So if you do find that you don't like your colors, I personally like them, she doesn't, you can change those in your global settings, and that will propagate through the entire website and all the designs. Cassie, can you scroll down? I want to look at that bottom image because I want to pull an image for that. I think, so down here, you can have something that reflects the freebie. You could have something that reflects whatever you're going to give them away. I'd like to also utilize the bottom. So at the top, we see where they are. They're at their desk, they're working. We see a lot of problem stuff. Down here, I like to symbolize kind of the freedom they would receive if they worked with you. I'm gonna get a woman on a beach somewhere in this photo, in this website. So you just Cassie is gonna murder me. How to vacation more and work less. And work less.
Ooh.
What is that demo? Oh, maybe because it's personal.
I really look at it. That's funny.
And then do a woman on a beach. I like this pose. The arms out.
Oh, like the free in the wind.
Beach freedom flying. Woman, boho beach. Put boho beach woman.
Oh God.
I know. I did an entire website.
I know, and it worked really well. What about this one?
No. Scroll down. Ooh, I like the one on the. Ooh, that one's good with our colors. Yep. I like that one. People are gonna watch this and be like, "What?
I think we're
are you doing?" I think we're entertaining as hell. Doesn't mean that anybody else thinks we are.
people listen to people on podcasts just sniffing their butts.
Just
You
to
know what I
listen
mean?
to the talk. Wish I had like one of those voices, that was just like the voice that everybody wants to hear, like Optimus Prime. Can you
You should
change it to
talk.
no repeat? Yeah, cover Larry. Oh, I love it. And I think we need to get rid of that. It has an overlay on it. It's driving me nuts. Taking away from my calming beach vibe.
What this?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we need one now that I see it without it. Maybe
We
it wasn't the
need
best idea.
something lighter, perhaps. Lighter, or do I want a
Yeah,
dark one?
that's your call. I prefer lighter.
How about yellow?
Oh, oh, that's cute.
Okay. And so a lot
Like
of
it.
times, so right here, if you look at this photo, this is blurry as heck because this is so long instead of
Has
wide.
to squish it in.
So it's not looking so
So
good. So that might be something you
yeah,
want
you may have to find one that's
to
wider,
relook
but
at.
for these purposes, you get what we're trying to do. And then I would save it. Then I would find all the clients that want to be spending their time on the beach.
And then block, just for the record, I always love me a good dark block. It really grounds the website all together. So that's usually what I do.
And you'll obviously go through, change your colors on your copy. Yeah. So I think the main things that we're going to start coming on here more often and doing more lives because we do want to demystify the overwhelm that's happening. Oh, we didn't even put our logo in. Demystify what this takes. To start your online business can sometimes be so scary, and people think first you got to hire a branding expert, then you got to hire a website designer, then you have to hire a website developer to build that website, and then you need to hire, maybe before you do all that, you need to hire a strategist to get your packaging right. And you can go down a rabbit hole forever and spend thousands of dollars. We know people who have spent 20, 30, 40, $50,000 before they've even launched a business and made a penny. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it that way. By all means, we had people that bring us really advanced website designs, and we will knock it out and make these beautiful, complicated pieces of work for them. So you can always do it that way. But if you're just starting out and you're scared because something like this is holding you back, we want to let you know that you don't need to worry. There are resources out there that you can use to get started and then pay for those services down the road. There are people like Cassie and myself who can help you eliminate and demystify the technology behind online business. And there's systems like Digital Course Hive that can make this easy for you, and have a true all-in-one where you can have your e-commerce store, you can have your contact CRM, you can have your appointments and calendar, you can have your emails and automations. So, and your websites and your funnels and your landing pages and your freebies and your courses. There are all-in-ones that are not expensive, not hard to learn, and have great chat support like ours, where we do things like this on Friday. We have open office Fridays where you can contact us and we will get on a Zoom with you and make sure you're successful. So if you're considering starting an online business, do not let something like this stop you from being successful. Because I can pull out a picture one day of our first website.
Please no.
And let you know where we started. And you will laugh and see that you can be successful. And it takes time. You're always going to change it. You're always going to come on here. Your packages are going to change. Your about you is going to grow and evolve. Your mission statement may change down the road. So you can do this. Did I cover everything?
I think so. Just a
I'm
quick
just excited
recap.
I made it through this without a kid vomiting on me. I mean, honestly, let's break it down there.
I had more chaos on my side than yours, and I don't have any young children. Just to recap what we talked about, because we're kind of getting there, and I don't want to. This video is too long for somebody to watch, or never mind. Forget everything I just said. But just to recap, we always do the branding, you lay out, you wireframe your page with your content, and then you go back and edit it. So here, like, this is a pretty good website. Like, you could launch this right now. And then after that, you can continue going through and adding and tweaking and doing whatever. But this is a good website. And as Jen said, don't let it stop you from launching your business.
Where there's a will, there's a way, man. All right. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you can chat below or comment below. I feel so official when I do that, like I'm a Twitch streamer. Or you can email us at hello@digitalcoursehive.com, or just go to Digital Course Hive, jump in the chat box, find us on Instagram, Facebook, all those things, and come back here next week. We're going to do these more often because people always ask what we do and how we do it, and anybody can do it. Which is always bad to say about the job that you choose to do.
Anybody can do it. I have no skills whatsoever.
Zero. All right. Y'all have a good day.
Bye, everyone.